I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which you are meeting today, and in a spirit of reconciliation, I pay my respects to elders past, present, and emerging. I would also like to acknowledge Laura Chalmers and the Women in Media team for their efforts in bringing you all together. After so many COVID-related interruptions, I am sure you are delighted to finally see each other in person. And you meet at a time when there is so much to discuss. Your industry has been front and centre during the rollercoaster ride of the past few years, reporting, presenting, and analysing the pandemic and its many ripple effects. Pleasingly, there has been some focus on the impact on women, the early losses of jobs in feminised industries like hospitality and retail, the huge burden on the caring workforce, which is disproportionately women, the way homeschooling and the extra domestic labour created by lockdowns has been shouldered overwhelmingly by women. Less pleasingly, research by the Global Institute for Women's Leadership shows that the voices reported during the days of the pandemic were mostly men's, whether the expertise being sought was scientific, economic, or on social policy, the people being quoted were disproportionately male. It was only in the field of domestic violence that more women were heard. All this tells us that despite the performance of women leaders around the world in politics, business, science, policy making, and the media, biases and stereotypes are proving tough to shake. At the same time, we have seen a very concentrated pushback against women's rights in many parts of the world. Some of this stems from populist so-called strong man politics. As one very visible consequence, we have seen the dramatic loss of reproductive rights in the United States. And the current cycle of geopolitics and economic difficulties mean poverty, displacement, and exploitation continue, with women and girls likely to be most impacted, while challenges like climate change are not the subject of the kind of dramatic and concerted global action that is needed. That means for all of us, there is much to think about and to do. Now is a time for deep questions and soul searching about how we can be the best contributors to overcoming today's problems and building a better future. For you, the question really is, how can you best acquit your responsibility to be the media we need now? Smart media, media with integrity, evidence-based media, media that speaks the truth to us and shines light on potential answers. And given we know that diverse teams perform better, how can you pave the way for more women and those from diverse backgrounds to contribute to the media and forge interesting and impressive careers? Indeed, how can we make sure women get to the top of the media industry in equal numbers to men? In my book, Women in Leadership, written with the now WTO head and my dear friend, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, we canvass some of the barriers women face in reaching leadership positions. We learn through speaking with women leaders around the globe about the impacts of unconscious bias, appearance, role modelling, education, and yes, the perpetuation of sexism in the media. The issues that face these women would be the same that many of you have confronted throughout your careers: being stereotyped and underestimated, being required to carve out a pathway in a workplace designed for men. Our research showed these are common problems facing women, but it also enabled us to identify solutions, including the role the media can play in eradicating stereotypes and sharing innovative answers. That means you have an outsized and special role to play. I urge you to grab it with both hands. In just under a month, I have a new book coming out, Not Now, Not Ever, a reflection on my misogyny speech 10 years ago with contributions from some amazing women. The book looks back, but it also looks forward because we have more work to do to achieve gender equality. This conference can be a catalyst for the connections and new shared understandings that can drive us forward. I wish you all the best for it, because all of us who want to live in a gender equal world need you to be at your best if we are going to get there. Thank you.